up, y'all? Welcome to I'm gonna say our first official video, just because that introduction video didn't really count. But in this video, I wanted to cover some things that I think you should know before joining the military, just in case you got some stuff in the back of your head or the back of your mind that you don't know. Hopefully, this video will help clear up some things for you. And if it didn't and you have questions, you can always ask in the comment section and I'll respond to you. I'm not mean, y'all. I have an RBF, but I'm not mean. I look mean sometimes, but I promise you I'm not. It's just my face, okay? Don't judge me. Anyway, so before we get into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, okay? Share it with somebody. If it helps you, be nice and share the video with somebody else, okay? All right. So the first thing, I met someone a few months ago that didn't know that the military had the same jobs that you can get in the civilian world. Any job that you can do on the civilian side, you can do in the military. We're not all Walker, Texas Ranger going out just fighting and whatnot. Whatever job you do on the civilian side, you can do here. So if you want to be a nurse, you can be a nurse in the military. You want to be a doctor, you can. A lawyer, you feel like you want to be a mechanic, whether on cars or airplanes, you can do all that. You love computers, you can do that. Logistics, that's what I do. You can do all that. So whatever job you want, you can do it in the military. And I can do a video in the future where I cover the jobs that we have in the Air Force, so you have a better idea. And maybe there's something in there that'll be of interest to you and you say, okay, I'll join the military. But yeah, I'll do a video in the future and we'll see. So yes, all the jobs that you want to do, they are here. So don't fear. Just go ahead and go to that recruiter office and say, yes, I am ready. All right, the next thing I feel like you should know before joining the military. Just because it's the military doesn't mean everybody is here. We're all lovey-dovey, hugging and having fun every day and loving each other. Okay, I have to be all extra with that, but you're not going to get along with everybody in the military. It's just reality. You might not like everybody that you work with, and that's okay. However, we are adults and we are expected to act as such. So because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you just go ahead popping off at the mouth and going off on people. That's not how we do things. At the end of the day, the mission needs to get done. So even if you don't like somebody, leave that outside. Don't bring that in the workplace. Y'all got to set that aside and work together to make sure the mission gets done. Whenever you get outside and you want to pick that back up, that's on you. But while you're at work, you're expected to work together and do what needs to be done. Y'all don't have to say hi or nothing like that when you outside and all. We don't care. At work, we don't want to hear that nonsense, though. It's pretty much what it is. I haven't liked everybody that I worked with, but you might know because I don't go around laughing with them like everybody else. But at the end of the day, when it comes to working together to make sure the mission gets done, we do what we got to do. And then we can turn all that not liking each other nonsense on afterwards. But what we're not going to do is compromise the mission for some foolishness. Is what I'm trying to get at. So, you might not like everybody, but you still got to do what you got to do to get the mission done. Outside of work, do what you got to do. But at work, leave that at the door. Don't bring it inside. Also, you probably don't have bosses that you might not like. You don't get along with. Y'all don't mesh well. It happens. But again, you got to show respect, because at the end of the day, you might not respect the individual, but you still have to respect that rank. And again, don't go popping off at the mouth on people, because that's only going to get you in trouble, especially to your superior. So it happens. You're not going to like everybody that you work with. You might have a toxic boss. It is what it is. At the end of the day, you're only probably going to work with them for 2, maybe 3 years. Could be more. It is what it is. Because as military, as y'all know, we move around. So you only got to deal with them temporarily. So it is what it is. One thing I wanted to highlight with that, though, I have seen people leave the military just because they couldn't get along with somebody. Please don't be that person. In the military, you have all these benefits. There's one thing I would not do, and it's jeopardize that for somebody that I may not like or for a leadership that sucks. When you leave the military, that person is still going to be in the military getting all the good benefits while you just made a rash decision and got out. And now you're outside fighting all these healthcare bills when you could have stayed. Don't let one person's ways decide what your whole career in the military. Well, I guess decide your career, because right then you're going to end it for one person or a couple people. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. At the end of the day, you're still getting paid on the 1st and the 15th just like them. So just deal with it for a little while. And if it's the higher leadership, you're only going to deal with them for like 2 years, because they switch bases every 2 years. And then you get somebody else. So it's temporary. Don't let that stuff decide your whole future in the military. The final thing that I wanted to touch on is deployments. Because we have had people come in the military like bawling their eyes out when they get picked up for deployment. When it comes to the military, we're all expected to deploy. I guess there are some people that were told by recruiters that they don't deploy. That is not true. If you join the military, you are expected to deploy. So if you don't feel like you're one of those people that can handle a deployment, then maybe the military isn't for you. And obviously, if you get injured or stuff like that, that's the exception. We're not going to send you on a deployment if you're injured. But if you're 100% healthy, the expectation is that you do deploy. So, one thing with that, just because you're deploying doesn't mean you're on the front line somewhere taking bullets. That's not how it works. Whatever your job is at home is what your job will be when you go there. If you're a mechanic, that's what you'll be doing over there. Working on them planes, getting them right. Working on the cars, getting those right. The government vehicles, getting those right. Stuff like that. I'm logistics. You're either going to find me in a warehouse somewhere or in at a desk somewhere doing what needs to get done so those planes can keep flying. So just because you deploy doesn't mean you're going to be in the front line in combat going off. If that's a misconception that you had, that's not the case. We do deploy, but you deploy and do your job that you do at home. There are a couple exceptions where you deploy and you do other little jobs that's outside your normal job, which is fine, because I deployed once and I didn't do logistics. I was actually it was called a CORE, a contracting something representative. I forgot what it is. And I was literally just inspecting people, making sure they're doing their jobs for the whole time I was there. Go out, do inspections, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. So stuff like that, which is cake. That's easy compared to my regular job. So you might deploy outside of your job sometimes, but it's nothing crazy. It's like easy stuff. They're not going to take you out of your job and throw you into a field that's completely different that you can't adapt to. So, yeah, easy. Hopefully, y'all got something from this video. Hopefully, it helps somebody to make that decision to join the military or clarify something for you. Again, if y'all like the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video.